here, my lord.
Stand you directly in Antonio's way when he doth run his course. Antonio.
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonio, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say the Baron touches his holy chase. Shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar!
Ha! Who calls?
Beware the Ides of March! Beware the Ides of March!
What man is that?
Caesar, beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come for the throng. Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March!
He's a dreamer. Let us leave him.
You proceed the order of the course.
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome, Cassius, though I do lack some of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder you any longer. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love that I once had. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Be not deceived, Cassius. If I have veiled my look, I merely turn trouble upon myself. Vexed I am with passions, concepts only proper to myself, which have some soil to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which good numbers Cassius you be one. And that poor Brutus with himself at war forgets to show of love to other men.
Then, Brutus, I had much mistook your passions. By means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy conjugations. Tell me, Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eyes see not itself but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just, and it is very well lamented, Brutus, though you have no such mirrors that will turn your head in worthiness into your eyes that you might see your shadow. I have heard, where the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus, and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what danger will you lead me, Cassius? For that you have me seek into me that is not in me.
Then, Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. But be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus. Were I a common laughter, or did use to sell with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester? If you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard, and after scandal them, or if you know that I do profess myself and bank it into all the root, then hold me dangerous.
What is that shouting? I do fear people chose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it you would impart to me? If it not be towards the general good, set honor one eye and death eye the other, and I'll see both indifferently. For let the gods speed me as I love the name honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you or other men think of this life. Before my single self, I had as life not be as lived to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar. So are you. We have both fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Durst thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accounted as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive at the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon our shoulders. The old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I the tired Caesar. And this man has now become a god? and Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly put not on him? He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this God did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly, and that same eye who spent off all the world did lose his luster. I did hear him groan, aye, and that tongue that bade the Romans mark him, and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
And then a general shout. I do fear this is for some new honors that have appeared on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is his fair name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spear as soon as Caesar. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meant doth this our Caesar feed, that he has grown so great? Age, thou art shame. Rome, thou hast lost breed of all noble bloods. When went there by an age just a great flood, but is fain with more than with one man? When could they see till now that talked of Rome, that her walls encompass but one man? Now it is Rome indeed and room enough. When is in it but one only man? Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once that would have brooked thy eternal devils to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, Cassius, I am nothing jealous. But you will work before I have some aim. I have thought of this in these times. I shall recount hereafter. For this present, I would not so with love I might entreat you for any further moved. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will have patience and hear and find a place both meet to hear I answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome of these conditions. It's like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of pride from Brutus.
The games are done, and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath proceeded worthy note today.
I will do so, but look you, Cassius. Angus spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chide strain. Calpurnius' cheek is pale, and Cicero looks like a fret with such fiery eyes as we've seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonio, Caesar. Let me have men about me who are fat, sleek-headed men. Such sleep at night. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look to his face. He thinks too much. Such men are very dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I fear him not. And yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know what man I should so avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much, he is a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays as thou dost, Antony, and he hears no music. Such men are never at heart's ease, and while they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared, rather what I fear, for as always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand for this fear of death, and tell me what thou truly thinkst of him.
You pull you by the cloak. Would you speak of me?
Hi, Casca. Tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I shall not ask then. Casca, what has changed?
Why, there's a crown offered to him, and he put a bow with the back of his hand, and the people fell shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too?
They shouted thrice. Who was the last cry for?
Why, for that too?
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, Mary was it? It was offered thrice, and he put it by thrice. Every time gentler than the other, and at every putting by, mine honest neighbor shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery. I do not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, yet 'twas not a crown, 'twas one of these coronets. As I said before, he offered it once, and he put it by once. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his finger off it. Then he offered it again, then he put it by again. But to my thinking, he would have fain have had it. Then he offered it the third time, and he put it by the third time. And still, as he refused the crown, the rivalmen hooted and shrieked and clapped with their chopped hands because Caesar had refused the crown that had almost choked Caesar, for he fainted and swooned at it. But for mine own part, I durst not laugh for the fear of receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, what? Did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace, foamed at the mouth, and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I'm sure Caesar fell. For the Tagrag people did hiss at him and clap at him according to how he pleased and displeased them, like the players in the theaters. I am no true man.
What said he when he came unto himself?
Before he fell, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me open his doublet and offered them his throat to cut. Then he fell. When he came back to himself, he said that if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to believe it was their infirmities. The 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul," and forgave them with all their heart. But do not take this into heed, for if Caesar had stabbed their own mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that he came thus sad away.
Aye,
Did Cicero say anything?
aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I'll tell you that. I'll never look you in the face again. But those who understood him smiled and nodded. But for my own part, it was Greek to me. There's more news yet. Murillus and Flavius, for pulling scars off Caesar's image, are put to silence. Farewell both.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I am promised for.
Who will dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive and your mind holds. And your dinner worth eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell both.
What a blunt fellow's grown to be. He was quick mettle when he went to school.
So is he now free in execution of any bold or noble enterprise? However, he puts on this tardy form. This rudeness is a sauce to his good wit, which gives man's stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this time, I'll leave you. Tomorrow, if please will speak with me, I'll come to your house. If not, come home to me, and I'll wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore it is like that noble minds keep ever with their likes, for who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he would not humor me. I will at this night in several hands, and at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of his name. And after this, let Caesar see him sure, for he will shake him, or worse days endure.
ocean, rage and foam, only to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now, did I go through such a tempest-troubling fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or the world too saucy with the gods and sentence of some destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined. Yet his hand, not sensible of the fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I have not yet pushed my sword up against the capital. There was a lion, who went surely by without knowing me, and was drawn upon a heap of 100 ghastly women, who was transformed with fear, because they swore they saw men all up in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird at night did sit, hooting and shrieking. Only when the prodigies do so conjoin with me, not let men say, these are the reasons, they are natural. For I believe they are pretentious things that the climate points upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow?
He doth, for he did bid Antonio send word to that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca by your voice.
The ear is good, Cassius. But what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the men so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus embraced Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself, even in the aim and very flash of it.
Why do you so much tempt the heavens? It is part of man to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of light that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze and put off fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why old men, fools, children, calculate, why all these things change from their natural ordinance, why? You shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man, most like this dreadful night, as do thunders, lightens, open graves and roars, as doth the lion in the capital. A man no mightier than thyself or me, in personal action, yet prodigious grown, as fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis siege, you mean, is it not?
Let it be who it is, for Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors. But woe the while, our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother's spirits. Our yoke and sufferings show us womanish.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow meet to establish Caesar as their king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place here in Italy.
I know why I will use this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat. Nor stony towers, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeons, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strong spirit. But life, being wary of these worldly bars, never lacks power to dismiss itself. Now know you, Casca, I have moved on some of the noblest minded women to undergo with me an enterprise and most dangerous honorable consequence. In the complexion of the works we have at hand, most bloody, most fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna, I do know him by his gait. He is a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out who. Who's that? Atella Cimber?
No, 'tis Casca, an incorporate to our attempts. Am I not stay for Cinna?
I'm glad on it.
What a fearful night is this. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stay for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Here, lay this upon the praetor's chair where Brutus may but see it, and throw this in at his window. Set this up with wax upon all Brutus' statue. All that done, prepare to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Metella Cimber, and he's gone to see you at your house.
so bestow these papers as you bade me.
Now tell me, tomorrow we will see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of the man is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's heart, which would appear fentiness. His countenance, like richest alchemy, changes our virtues into worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well conceded. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and yet your day, we will wake him and be sure of him.
What? Lucius, ho! Cannot let the cross of the stars give guesses how near day it is. Lucius, I say! For my fault to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius, when? Awake, I say! Lucius!
Called you, my lord.
Give me a taper of my study, Lucius. When it is light, come call me here.
I won't, my lord.
It must be by his death, and for my part, and no personal cause to spur at him before the general. He will be crowned. How that might change his nature, that's the question. It is bright day that brings forth the adder and craves the weary walking. Crown him that, and I grant thee put a string in it. That at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of grace is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak true to Caesar, I have not known where his affection swayed. More than his reason, 'tis a common proof the lowliness of young ambition's ladder, whereto the cloud climbs upwards to his face. When he once attains the utmost rounds, then unto the ladder turns his back. Looks in the clouds and scorns the base degree, by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then least he may, prevent and sense to quarrel, will bear no color for the thing he is. Fashion it thus, that he is argumented. Would run to these and these exterminates, therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous and kill him in the shell.
This paper beneath your closet, sir. Searching the window for flint, I found this paper. Still sealed up, and I'm sure I did not lie there when I went to bed.
Go you to bed. Is it not day, is it not tomorrow, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
But look in the calendar and give me word.
I will, sir.
The exhaustion's whizzing in the air. There's so much light that I may read by them. Let's see. Brutus, thou sleepest awake, wake thyself. Shall Rome, etc., speak, strike, dress. Brutus, thou sleepest awake. Let Jensen's were often dropped where it took him up. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome, which he would drive when he was a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest the full position at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, March is wasted 15 days.
'Tis good. Look at the gate, someone knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing in first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. The genius and moral instruments went into council in the state of man. Like a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of insertion.
Sir Tis, your brother Cassius at the door.
Is he alone?
No, there are more with him.
Let him enter. The refraction. No conspiracy Shalt thou show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? Oh, then my day when evils thou find a cavern dark enough to match thy monstrous visage. Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability, for if thou pass thy naive semblance beyond, not earth itself is dim enough to hide thee from prevention.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
Been up this hour, and awake all night. Knoweth these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man, and no man here but honors you, and every man doth wish you had that opinion of yourself which every noble Roman bears of him. This is Trebonius.
Welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
Welcome too.
This Casca. This Cinna. And this Metellus Cimber.
They're all welcome. But watchful eyes care to impose himself betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not day break here?
No.
Oh, pardon, sir, it doth. And yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day.
You must confess that you're both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way going on the south, going in the youthful seasons of the year. Some 2 months hence, up higher towards the east, he first presents his fire, and stands directly as a capital here.
Three hands all around, one by one.
And I swear resolution.
No! Not an oath. Not the face of man, the substance of our words. The time's abuse. It's like Mona's week. Break off bedtimes and every men's hensile deal bed. So let high-sided tyranny range on, till each man draws by lottery. But of these, and I am sure they do bear fire enough to kindle cowards and to steal valor, the melting spirits of women, then countrymen, what need we spur any but our cause to prick us to redress? Whether bond and secret Romans, that have spoke the word and not parlor, whether oath and honesty to honesty engaged, what will it be if we fall for it? Swear priests and cowards and man prattlers, while feeble cares and such suffering souls, that welcome wrongs and to bad causes swear, such creatures are bent out, but do not strain, never virtue of our enterprise, nor worth impress of our mettle and spirit. To think that or cause or our performance did need an oath. Then at every drop that every Roman bears, every nobility bears, is guilty to serve her bastardly. If he do break the smallest particle, and every promise that hath passed from him.
But what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means. Let us have him, for silver hairs will purchase us a good opinion, and diamond voices to commit our deeds. It shall be said his judgment rolls over our hands. Our youth and wants shall not would appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
Amen not. Let us not break with him. He'll never follow anything that other men begin.
Then leave him out?
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so beloved of Caesar, shall outlive Caesar. We shall find in him a shrewd conjurer, and you know his means. If he fix them, may so far as to annoy Saul, which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut off the head and hack the limbs, like wrathful death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let's be sacrificers, not butchers, Cassius. We'll all stand up against the spirit of Caesar. With the spirit of men, there is no blood. Oh, then we can come by Caesar's spirit and dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for the hounds. And let our hearts, as settled masters do, stir up their surface in an active rage, and then seem to chide them. This shall make our purpose necessary, not envious. But so appearing in the common eye, we shall be called perjurers, not murderers. For Mark Antony, thank him not, for he can do no more to Caesar's arm than to Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him for the engrafted love he bears for Caesar.
Good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all he can do is to himself. Take thought and die for Caesar. And that were much he should, for he is given to sports, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in Mark Antony. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter. Let it be so.
Peace! Count the clock.
The clock has stricken 3.
It is time to part.
It may be well, but friends, disperse yourselves, and remember you have said today, and show yourselves true Romans.
Never fear. If he be so resolved, I can persuade him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be betrayed with trees, bears with glasses, lions with toils, and elephants with holes, and men with flatterers. And when I tell him that he hates flatterers, or as you say he does, then being most flattered. Let me work, for I can give him humor, the true bent, and I will send him to the capital.
Nay, we will all be there to fetch him.
28th hour. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, good Brutus. And friends, let us go.
Good gentlemen, look freshly and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purpose, but bear as our Roman actors did, and with untired spirits and formal constancy. So good morrow to you, everyone. Boy, Lucius! Fast asleep? Is no matter. Nor the heavy dew of slumber. Thou hast no figures nor no fantasies, by which busy cares draws the bread of men. Therefore sleep so sound.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what means you? Is it not for your health condition to commit your weak condition to the well-cold morning?
Nor for yours neither. Why, have gently, Brutus, stole from my bed, and yesterday at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across, and when I asked him what the matter was, you stared upon me with inventing looks. And when I asked you again, you scratched your head into impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not. And with an angry whack of your hand, it was time for me to leave you. So I did. Fearing his strength and that impatience seemed to enkindle and repel, hoping it was but an effect of humor, which sometimes passes out with every man, will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could work upon your shape as it hath prevailed in your condition. I shall not know you, Brutus, you're my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I'm not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
I do it so. Good Portia. Go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? Is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What? Is Brutus sick, and will he steal out from his homesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and tempt the remy and unpurged air to add into his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know, and upon my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all those bonds of love, and that great vow which is incorporated to make us one, that you unfold to me yourself your half. Why are you so heavy? And will men tonight have resort to, or some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces, even from darkness?
No, not gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, is it expected that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself but in sort or limitation to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia, Brutus Harlock, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as real as a ruddy drop to drop in my sad cold heart.
If this were true, then should I know the secret? I grant, I am a woman, O Othello. A woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant, I am a woman, O Othello. A woman well reputed Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husband? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that feat with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Oh, ye gods, render me worthy of this noble wife.
nor heaven nor earth is at peace tonight. For thrice in her sleep hath Calpurnia cried out, "How cold they murder Caesar!" Who's within?
My lord,
Go bid the priests to present sacrifice and give me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You should not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall go forth. The things that threaten me ne'er will look on my back. When ye shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanishing.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they frighten me. There's one within. Besides the things we've heard and seen, we count the most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fury warriors fight upon the clouds, in ranks and squadrons the right form of war, which drizzle blood upon the capital. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses do neigh, dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal in the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond my use, and I could fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? These predictions are as general to the world as they are to Caesar. Caesar shall go forth.
On beggar's side, there is no common scene. The heavens himself plays forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders I have yet heard, it seems most strange to me that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the armorers?
They will not have you stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of an offering forth, they cannot find a heart between the bees.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart. If I should stay at home today for fear, no, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is far more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible. Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed confidence. Do not go forth. Call it my fear that keeps you in house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me, Ptolemy, prepare on this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home. Here's Decius Brutus. He will tell them so.
Caesar. All hail, good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them I will not come today. Cannot is false, and dare I say falser. I will not come today.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in my conquest stretched mine arm so far to be afeard to tell the graybeards the truth? I will not come. Tell them so, Decius.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come, and that is enough to satisfy the Senate. Before thy private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight that she saw my statue, which is like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood, and many lusting Romans did come smiling and bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils evident, and on her knee hath she begged me to stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood from many types signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognants. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
And this way have you well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded this day to give a crown to the most mighty Caesar. And if you shall send a word that you shall not come, their minds may change. Plus, it were to be a mock for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, until Caesar's wife comes with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper? Lo, Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love binds me to tell you this, and reasons to why my love is rising.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia! I am ashamed that to yield to them. Give me my robe, I will go. And here is Publius to come and fetch me. Good morrow, Publius.
Good morrow, Caesar.
What Brutus stirred so early today, too? Good morrow, Casca. Trebonius. Cassius. Metellus. Cinna. What is the clock?
'Tis struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Antony, that notwithstanding of good morrow, Antony. So too, most noble Caesar. Bid them prepare within. And the blame you thus waited for. Now, Cinna, Metellus, Trebonius, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember, it is you that call on me tonight. Be near me that I may remember you.
Oh, Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that your best friends shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, shall straightway go together.
Every life is not the same, O Caesar. A heart of Brutus turns to think upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna, and trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you, because security gives away to conformity. May the mighty gods defend thee, thy lover, Artemidorus. If you read this, Caesar, thou mayest live. But if not, then fate with traitors do contrive.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Say not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again. I can tell thee what thou shouldest do. Constantine, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain between my heart and tongue. I have a man's might, but a woman's mind. How hard is it for a woman to keep counsel? Art thou here yet?
What should you, madam? Run to the capital and nothing else, and send it to chief and nothing else?
Yes. Bring me word, boy. If thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar thought, what suitors pressed of him. Hark, boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Listen well. I heard a bustling rumor like a fray, and the winds bring it from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
What is 2 o'clock?
But then mine, proud.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I gotta pay my stand to see him pass into the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, madam. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar this evening, I shall beseech him to suspend himself.
Why? Knowest any harm intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I feel may chance good multitude. Hear the sweetest knell, the throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators, of traitors, of common suitors, who cut a feeble man almost to death. I'll get me to a place more void, and from this speak the great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. Ay me, how weak the heart of woman is. Oh, Brutus, the heavens feed thee in thine enterprise. Sure, the boy heard me. Brutus hath a suit that Caesar will not grant. Oh, I grow faint. Run, Lucius, command me to my lord, say I am merry, and come to me again, and bring me word what Caesar doth say to thee.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Caesar, read this schedule.
Trebonius prophesied or read that your best leader humble suit.
Oh, read this one first. It touches Caesar nearer.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Oh, read it, great Caesar.
What, is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, give place.
I wish your enterprise may thrive today.
What enterprise, Populus Lena?
Fare thee well.
What is Populus Lena?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Seek him out. Mark him.
Brutus, it shall be done. If this be known, Cassius and Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, you content. Caplicletta speaks not of us. For look, he smiles at Caesar, and he doth not change.
Trebonius knows his time, but look you, he pulls Mark Antony out of the way.
Where's Metellus Cimber? Let him know the person to Caesar.
Press near.
Casca, you're the first I raise your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most heaven. Caesar, Metellus Cimber goes before thy feet, a humble heart.
I must prevent these Cimber. These couchings and lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men, and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that could be thought from the true quality of which that which melteth fools. I mean sweet words, low crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth nothing wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than thy own? Since thou more sweetly and great Caesar's ear for the repellent of my banished brothers?
Just thy hand, Caesar. Not flattery.
Desiring that Publius Cimber may have the immediate freedom of equal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon, as well as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am as constant as a northern star, whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are numbered with unnumbered sparks, and every one is fire, they all doth shine. And there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. And there's in one, but one all doth hold his place. The unassailable holds his rank, unshaken motion, and that I am he. I am constant, do remain Cimber banished, and constant, do remain keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence wilt thou lift up Olympus.
Brave Caesar.
What shall Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak! Hand for me!
Et tu brute? Then falls Caesar.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, cry it about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, do not frighten, for ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where's Publius?
Here, quite confounded with this mutiny.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar should chant.
Talk not of standing. Publius, good cheer. There is no harm intended to your person, nor to no one else. Tell them so, Publius.
And leave us, Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief.
Do so. Let no man abid these deeds but we the doers.
Where's Antony?
But as I was amazed, men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run, as if it were doomsday.
Fates will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know, but 'tis the time cuts off and draws days out the men stood upon.
Why, he then cuts off 20 years of life, cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, then death is a benefit. So we are Caesar's friends, and have a bridge since time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop. Let's bathe our hands in the blood of Caesar. All put at elbows and we smear our swords. Then walk we forth through the marketplace, and wave our red weapons in the air, and let us all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop, then, and wash. aegis hence should just start off be seen, be acted over in states unborn, in accents yet unknown.
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport? And now that Pompey's bases lies along, no warriors of the dust.
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty.
What shall we court?
Aye, every man away. British shall lead and will grace his heels with most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft, who comes here? Friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and, being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. And Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say, I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say, I loved Caesar, honored him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Mark Antony may safely come to him and be resolved, oh, how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death. Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead, so as well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, thorough the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
My master is a wise and valiant Roman. Never thought of him worse. Tell him so please to come to this place. He shall be satisfied by my honor and depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friends.
I wish you may, but yet have I a mind that fears him much, and my misgivings still fall surely to the purpose.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death's hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords made rich, with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if ye bear me hard now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself more apt to die. No place will please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you, cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
No, Antony, make not of your death of us. Though now we do appear all bloody and cruel, as our fire hands in our present act, you do see we do. Yet you see but our hands in this bleeding business that we have done. Our hearts you see not. We are pitiful. Pity the general wrong of Rome, the fire drives out fire, so pity. Hath done this deed on Caesar, for your parts to you, our swords are the leading points of our Antony. Our eyes and strength and malice in our hearts. O brother's temper to receive you in, with all good kind, good thoughts reverse.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till you have appeared the multitude, besides them with fear. You will deliver your cause? Why? Why I did not love Caesar when I struck him. That's how it proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, who I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now Metellus, yours. Yours, Cinna. My valiant Casca, yours. Odysseus, yours. And last but not least in love, yours. Good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas. What shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer.
I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shalt not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony, making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes most noble, in the presence of thy corpse. Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it should become thee better than to serve in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart, here didst thou fall. And here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, crimsoned in thy lethe. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer, stricken by many princes, dost thou here lie?
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. Indeed, the enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then in a friend, it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact will you have with us? Shall you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and off depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle? Our reasons are so full of good regard that you, Mark Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I see. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and then in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
Brutus, a word. You know not what you do. Do not consent. Let Mark Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which you will utter?
By our part, I will myself go to the pulpit first, and show the reason of our suitor's death, and when Antony shall speak. I will protest. He speaks, I leave him by permission. And I will true tired and love the ceremony, call advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take your Caesar's body. You shall do your funeral speech, blame us. Speak no good, you can deceive Caesar. And say ye do by our permission, else you shall not have any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit where I to go after my speech is ended.
Be it so, I do desire no more.
Prepare the body and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cover all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war, all pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge, with Ate by his side come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and then slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with harrying men groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters and is coming, and bid me say to you by word of mouth,
Caesar. Thy heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching, for mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand in line, began to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within the 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence, tell him so. Yet, stay a while. Thou shalt mount back till I have borne this corpse into the marketplace. There I shall try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men, according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius the state of things. Lend me your hand.
Those that will follow Cassius, go with him, and all be rendered of Caesar's death.
I will hear Brutus speak.
I will hear Cassius compare their reasons and severally hear them rendered.
The noble Brutus has ascended. Silence!
Romans, lovers and countrymen, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and respect mine honor that you will. Consider me in your wisdom, and awake your senses that you may be the better judge. If there be any assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say that Brutus' love for Caesar is no less than his. If there be any friend in this assembly that demands why Brutus rose against Caesar, to him I say this. It's not that Brutus loves Caesar any less, but I love Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and died all slaves, than that Caesar were dead and live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I wept for him. As Caesar was fortunate, I rejoiced at it. As he was valiant, I honor him, but as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his honor, death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him I am offended. Who here so rude that would not be a bondman? If any speak, for him I have offended. I pause for a reply.
None, Brutus, none.
Then none I have offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glory not executed, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced to suffer it when his death. Here comes Caesar's body, borne by Mark Antony, and by our permission is allowed to make. With this I depart alone, but I slew my best lover for the good of Rome. I have the same dagger for myself, as it shall please my country in need of my death.
Live, Brutus, live!
Bring with you unto his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors.
My countrymen!
Peace, silence! Brutus speaks.
Peace, ho!
Good countrymen, let me depart alone. For my sake, stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. And do entreat you not a man depart. Stay thy alone till Antony hath spoke.
Stay home and let us hear Mark Antony.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say of Brutus?
You gentle Romans.
Peace, ho! Let us hear him!
Friends, Romans, countrymen, Lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak at Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I come not, friends, to seal away your hearts.
Was certain he was not ambitious. If it be found so, some will dear abide it.
For so his eyes red as fire with weeping, there's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him, he begins to speak.
Friends, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he masters? I fear there will a worse come in his place.
He begins to speak again.
Yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
We will hear the will. Read it, Mark Antony.
The will! Let us hear Caesar's will!
Have patience, gentle friends, I must not read it. It is not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You were not wood, you were not stones, but men. And being men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you, it will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs, for if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony.
You shall read us the will, Caesar's will.
Stay, countrymen. I have overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors, honorable men.
The will, the testaments.
They were villains, murderers. Read the will, the will.
Be patient! You will compel me then to read the will. Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar, and let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend? Will you give me leave?
Come down! Descend!
You shall have leave.
A ring, stand round. Room for Antony, most noble Antony.
Nay, press not so upon me, stand far off.
Stand back! Room, bear back!
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. 'Twas a summer's evening in his tent. That day, he overcame the nervii. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it. Rushing out of doors to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him. Then burst his mighty heart, and in this mantle muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I, then you, then all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel a dyed of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here. Here's himself, marred, as you see, by traitors.
Oh, hideous spectacle. Oh, noble Caesar, awful day.
Oh, traitors, villains, we will be revenged.
Kill!
Peace there, hear the noble Antony.
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not, that made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man that love his friend, and that they know full well give me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know, show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor, dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony, would ruffle up your spirits, and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny.
We'll mutiny!
We'll burn the house of Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak!
Peace ho! Here, Antony, most noble Antony!
My friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then, for you forgot the will I told you of.
The will! Let's stay and hear the will!
Here's the will. And under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas!
Most noble Caesar!
We'll revenge his death.
Hear me with patience.
Peace!
Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors, and newly planted orchards in this side of Tiber. He hath left them to you and to your heirs forever, common pleasures to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never, never! Revive!
Now let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt.
So, Octavius has already come to Rome. Where is he? He and Lepidus are at Caesar's house, and think we rise straight to visit him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything. I heard him say that Brutus and Crassus will live at Passion through the gates of Rome. I feel like they had some notice of the people, how I moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
fantasy. I have no will to wander forth the doors, yet something leads me forth.
What is your name?
Where do you dwell? Are you a married man or a bachelor? Answer every man directly.
I am briefly.
Then truly, you are best.
What is my name? Whither am I going? Am I a married man or bachelor? To answer every man briefly and directly, truly and wisely. Wisely, I say, I am a bachelor.
Therefore they say they're married. You bid me a bang for that? I fear. Proceed directly.
Directly, I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
Your dwelling, sir, briefly.
Briefly, I dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear him to pieces, he's a conspirator!
I'm Cinna the poet, I'm Cinna the poet! I'm not Cinna the conspirator.
It doesn't matter! His name is Cinna. Let's let his name out of the heart and turn him going.
These many, then, shall die. Their names are crypt.
Your brother Junas died. Consent you, Lepidus?
I do consent.
Freaking die.
Upon condition, Fulvius who shall not live. Who's your sister's son, Mark Antony?
He shall not live. Look, with a spot I damn him. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house and fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge and legacies.
What shall I find you here?
Or here, like the top.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought him. When you took his voice, you should be pricked to die in our black sentence and proscription.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honors on this man to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the axe bears gold, to groan and sweat under the business, either led or be driven as we point the way. And having brought our treasure where we will, then we take down his load and turn him off, like to the empty ass, to shake his ears and graze in commons.
You may do your will, but he's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature I teach to fight, to wind, to stop, to run directly on. His corporal motion is governed by my spirit, and in some case is Lepidus but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth, a barren-spirited fellow, one that feeds on objects, arts, and imitations, which out of use installed by other men begin his fashion. Do not speak of him, but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must make straight head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. Our best friends made, our means stretched, and let us presently go sit in council, how covert matters best be disclosed, and open perils surest answered.
Let us do so. Here at the stake, invaded about with many enemies, and some that smile on their hearts. I fear no one.
if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Now it's dark, hey, what's that sound?
Stand ho!
Give the word ho and stand.
Was it now, Lucilius? Is Cassius near?
He is at hand, and Pindus has come to do salutation from his master.
He greets me well. Master Pindus. His own charge by ill officers have given me some worthy cause to wish things done undone. If he be at hand, I'll be most satisfied.
I do not doubt but that my noble master will appear, such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He's not doubted. A word, Lucilius. How we received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and respecting us, but not with such familiar intimacy, nor such a free and friendly compliment, as we have since of old.
What thou hast described as the hot friend cooling. Ever note, Lucilius, when love begins sick and decay, it useth an enforced ceremony. There are no tricks in plain and simple fate, but hollow men like horses hot at hand, make gallant shows and promise of their mettle. But when they should endure the bloody spur, they fall their chests and like deceitful jades sink in trial. Come his army on.
They mean this night in Sardis to be quartered. The greater part, the horsemen general, are come passion.
Hark! He's arrived. March gently on to meet him.
Stand ho!
Stand ho! Give word along.
Stand. Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, the sober form of your intense wrongs, and when you do them,
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly. I do know you well. Before our eyes of both our armies here, but which I receive nothing but love from us. Let's not wrangle and bid them move away. And then in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs. I will give you audience.
Pindus, bid our commander to either charge us off a little from this ground.
Lucius, do you like to let no man come to our tent? Let Lucilius and Titinius guard the door.
Though you have wrongly doth appear in this, you have condemned and noted Lucius Apella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, for taking my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wrong yourself, Ryan, in such a case.
In such a time as this, I think it is not meet. I read I should fetch your bear's comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius. You yourself are condemned to have an itching palm. Did itself admit your officers for Scott golds to undeservers?
Aye, an itching palm. You know that you're Brutus that speak this, or by the gods, this speech will usher last.
The name of Cassius honors his corruption. To chastisement doth hide his head.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, older of Pacus. Everything is sought to make conditions.
Go to, you're not Cassius.
I am. I say you are not. Urge me no more. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no farther.
Away, slight man.
Is it possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way to room to your rash caller? Shall I be frightened when a man named stares?
Is it come to this?
Fret to your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are, and make your bondmen tremble. Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch on your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though to spit you, and from this day forth I'll use you for my mirth, for my laughter like you are waspish!
It's possible.
You say you are a battle soldier, let it appear so. Make your valiant shew, and it shall please me well. For my own part, be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me, Brutus. You wrong me every way. I I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace, you durst not have tempted him.
I durst not.
No.
What? Durst not tempt him.
For your life, you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I made you that I shall be sorry for.
You have done what you shall be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am so armed, so strong in honesty, that my armies, they pass by me in the ideal wind, which I respect not. I did send to you a certain sons of gold, which you denied me. And where I can raise nobody by vile means by heaven, I had rather coin my heart and draw my blood from Drontas than to wring the hard hands of peasants. I did send to you a certain sums of gold, which you denied me. What was done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so, that Marcus Brutus grows so convenient to love such wrath and counters from his friends? Be ready, God, for your thunderbolts! Dash him to pieces!
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not until you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye can never see such faults.
A flatterer would not. It will go with me appear as huge as Highlander.
Come, Antony and young Octavius. Come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is the weary of the world, hated by one who loves, brave like his brother, checked like a bondman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned and combed by word, to cast into my teeth. Oh, why could weep my spear from mine eyes? There is my dagger, and here my naked breast, within a heart, dearer than Pluto's mine. If thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold shall give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know, when thou didst hate him worse, thou lost him better than thou ever lost Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Do what you will. Dishonor shall be humor. Cassius, you are yoked with a land that carries anger as the flint bears fire. Who much in force shows a hasty spark and string is cold again.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his good Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexed him?
When I spoke that I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
In my heart.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have you not love enough to bear with me? With that rash humor which my mother gave me, makes me forgetful.
Yes, Cassius. From henceforth, you're over-earthly Brutus. He'll think your mother shines and leave you so. Basilis and Latinius, guard the manners. Prepare to lodge your companies tonight.
And come yourselves and bring Messala with you immediately to us.
Lucius! A bowl of wine.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Of your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears greater sorrow. Portia's dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
How escaped I killing when I crushed your soul? Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
Impatience of my absence and grief that young Octavius and with Mark Antony after them made themselves so strong. For with her death the tidings came. With this she fell distant and her attendants absent. Swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
Give you a bowl of wine. This, I bury all unkindness Cassius.
My heart is hearts thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill Lucius till the wonders will come. I cannot drink too much of Brutus' blood.
Come in, Titinius. Welcome, good Masala. Now sit. We close about this taper here, and call in question our necessities.
Portia, art thou gone?
No more, afraid. Masala, I received letters that Lana Titus Mark Antony come down upon us with mighty power.
Myself have letters of the Sultan.
With what addition?
That by prescription and those of outlawry, Antony, Octavius, and Lepidus have put to death 100 soldiers.
Their letters do not agree well. Mine spoke of 70 senators. Cicero being one.
Cicero one?
Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription. Have you received any letters from your wife, Hamlet?
No, I'm solid.
Nor anything in your letters whatever?
Nothing solid.
That means he's straight.
Why ask you? Are you auditor in yours?
No, my lord.
Now, you are a Roman. Speak true.
Then, like a Roman, bear the truth herself, I thought. For certain, she is dead, and by strength and
Heaven mocked, as much of this in art as you, but yet my nature cannot bear it so.
For all Portia. You must die, Casala. Let it seem that you must die once. Have the patience to endure it now.
even so great men, great loss to share with.
Well, to work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us, so he shall by his means wait his soldiers, doing them self-defense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must force the place to better. The people twixt Philippi this ground, who stand in the forced affection. They have granted our contribution. The enemy march along by them. By then shall make a fuller number. Come on refreshed, added new and encouraged. Which advance we shall cut him off. By Philippi we do face him there, these people at our back.
Hear me, good brother.
Under your pardon, you must note, besides, that we have tried to utter most of our friends. Our legions are brimful, our cause is right. An enemy increaseth every day. Yet the height of rage to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men. But taken at the flood, leads to the fortune, omitted all the voyage of the lives, and bound in shallows and miseries. Of such a full sea we are now afloat. We must take the current when it serves, or lose our adventures.
Then, with your will, go on. We will allow ourselves to meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night is crept upon our talk. Nature must obey necessity, which we under guard for little rest. There is no more to say.
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow we will rise in hence.
Lucius! My gal. Farewell, good Masala. Farewell, Ticinius. Noble Cassius.
Oh, dear brother, this was an ill beginning of the night. Never comes such division to our souls. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night.
Good night, Lord Brutus.
Farewell, everyone. Give me my gown. Where is thy instrument, boy?
Here in the tent.
Go fetch it. Seems to be something in this book.
I was sure your lordship did not give it to me.
Bear with me, good boy, I am much forgetful. Canst thou hold thy heavy eyes a while, and touch thy instrument a strain or two?
I, my lord, I please you?
It does, my boy. I touch thee too much, but thou art willing.
It is readily seen.
Do not urge thy past thy might. I know young blood looks for rest.
I have slept, my lord, already.
Well done, we shall sleep again. I know not be long, if I do live, I'll be good to thee. It's a sleepy tune. Come on, slumber. Layest thou leaping mace upon my boy that hasty music? Gentle knave, good night. have not do thee much wrong lately. Thou dost not, thou breakest thy instruments. I'll take it from thee. Good boy, good night. Let me see. Is that the leaf turned down where I left off reading? Here it is, I think. How ill Tipper burns. Who comes here? I think this is the weakness of mine eyes that she just wants appreciation. Comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil? Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee that I shall see thee at Philippi.
Well then, I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, I'll see thee at Philippi then.
Company, halt!
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said they would not come down, but keep to the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before they do the thing.
Tut! I am in their bosoms. I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places, thinking by this space to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so.
Prepare you, generals.
The enemy comes in the gallant show, their bloody sign of battles hung out, and this is something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on, upon the left hand of this even field.
Upon the right hand I, keep thou left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
Attention! Forward march! Company, halt!
It seems they would have parley.
Stand fast, Atinius. We must out and talk.
Mark Antony, shall we give a sign of battle?
No, Caesar, we will answer on their charge. Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Stir not until the signal.
Words are for blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, long live, hail Caesar.
Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown. Before your words, they rob the hive of bees and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless, too?
Oh yes, that, and soundless too. We have stole the stinging, Antony. And very wisely threats before you sting.
Villains. You did not so when your vile daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes. You fawned like hounds and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca, like a cur, from behind struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers! Now thank you, Brutus. This tongue hath not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause. If arguing make us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops.
Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged, or till another Caesar bound slaughtered to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou cannot die by traitors' hands unless thou bringest them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die on Brutus' sword.
Oh, if there were to nobles on thy strain. Young man, thou cannot die more honorable.
A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joineth a masker and a reveler.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurling in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, then you have stomachs.
Attention! March!
Why now blow, wind, swivel, and swim bark? The storm is up and Nas on the hazard.
Basilius, mark a word with you.
My lord.
Masala!
What says my general?
Attention! March!
Masala, this is my birthday, and this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Masala. Be thou my witness that against my will am I compelled to send upon one battle all our liberties. You know that I held a picker strong in his opinion. Now I change my mind, and partly credit things that do presage. Come from Sardis on our foremast side, two mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who here consort us to Philippi. This morning I fled away and gone, and in their steads do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and look downward on us as we are sickly prey. The shadows seem the canopy most fatal under which our army lies, ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Julius.
Now, noble Brutus, the gods stand friendly that we may, lovers in peace, lean on our days to age. But, since the affairs of men rest still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then this is the very last time we shall speak together. What are you then determined to do?
Even by that rule of philosophy, which I did blame Cato for the death, which he did give himself. I know not how, but I do find him cowardly and violent. For fear that my fall starts to prevent the time of life, arming myself with patience to say providence of some high powers that govern us below.
Then, if we do lose this battle, you are contented to be led in triumph throughout the streets of Rome.
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome, he bears too great a mind. For this same day must end the works of Ides March begun. Whether we should meet again, I think not. Therefore, everlasting farewell take. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If you meet again, we shall smile. If not, then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus. If we see each other, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting was well made.
Why then lead on? When a man might know the end of his days, business errors become. But as servants the day will end, and the end is known. Come home! Away!
The villains fly. Myself have from my own turned enemy. This inside here of mine was turning back. I slew the coward and did take it from him.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early. who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell the spoil, while his suite by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord! Fly further off! Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord! Fly therefore, noble Cassius! Fly far off!
This hill's far enough. Look, Titinius. Are those the tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thy mad horse and ride thy spurs in him, until he has taken thee up to yonder troops. Rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here and again, even with a thought.
Go, Pinders, get higher on that hill. My sight was everything. Regard Titinius, and tell me what thou knowest about the field. Time has come around. Where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run his compass. What news, Sarah?
Oh, my lord!
What news?
Titinius is enclosed round about with horsemen that make him on the spur. Yet he spurs on. Now they are almost on him. Now Titinius, now some light. Oh, he lights too. He's ta'en. And heart they shout for joy.
Come down, behold no more. Oh, coward that I am, to live so long, to see my best friend ta'en before my face. Come hither, Sarah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Be a free man, and with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Here, take thou the hilts. And when my face is covered as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So I am free? Yet would not so have been. Theirs I have done my will. O Cassius, far from this country Pindarus shall run, where never Roman shall take note of him.
It is but changed, Titinius, for Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus' power, and Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well comfort Cassius.
Where did you leave him?
All disclose me, but Pindarus has gone to on this hill.
Is that not he that lies upon the ground?
He lies not like the living. Oh, my heart!
Is that not he?
No, this was he, Masala. But Cassius is no more. Oh, setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sing tonight. And in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deed is done. Mistrust of my success hath been deceived.
Mistrust of your success hath been deceived. O hateful error, melancholy child, why dost thou show to the impressionable thoughts of men the things thou art not? O error, soon conceived, thou never comes into a happy birth, but kills the mother that engendered thee.
What, Pindarus? Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius, whilst I go meet noble Brutus, thirsting this report in his ears. And I may say thirsting, for Peter's steel and envenomed darts should be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
Hide you, Masala, and I will seek Pindarus for this while. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friend? And did thou not put on my brows this grace of victory, and bid me give it thee? Alas, thou hast misconstructed everything. But hold thee, take this garland on thy brow, like Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come a space, and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman spar. Come, Cassius the sword, and bind Titinius apart. Where, Masala? Does this body lie?
Lo yonder, Titinius warning it.
Titinius' face is upwards.
He's slain.
Oh, Julius Caesar! Art thou mighty yet? Thy spear walks aboard and turns thy swords in her own proper entrails.
O brave Titinius, look where he has not found dead Cassius.
Are yet two Romans living such as these? The last of all Romans, fare thee well. It is impossible that ever Rome and shall breed thy fine fellow. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I will find time, Cassius, I'll find time. Come therefore to Phasos and send his body. His funeral shall not be in our camp, lest it discourage us. Basilius, come, and call me young Cato. Let's to the field and set our battle on. Just 3 o'clock in moments. Yet or night, we shall try to force in the second fight. Yes, hold up your heads!
Master, doubt not. Who will go with me? I will proclaim my name about the field. I am the son of Marcus Cato Ho, a foe to tyrants and my country's friend.
And I, Brutus, Marcus Brutus. I, Brutus, my country friend. Know me for Brutus. O young and noble Cato, art thou down? Why? Thou dost as bravely as Titinius, and mayest be honored being Cato's son.
Yet or thou diest.
Only I yield to that. There's someone shall kill me straight. Kill Brutus and be honored by his death.
You must not, a noble prisoner.
Tell Antony Brutus is tame.
I shall tell the news. Here comes the general. Brutus is tame. Brutus is tame, my lord.
Where is he? Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy alive shall take the lives of the noble Brutus, for the gods defend him from so great a shame. When you do find Brutus, or alive or dead, he shall be found like Brutus, like himself.
This is not Brutus, friend, but I assure you a prize no less in worth. Keep this man safe. Give him all kindness. I rather have such men my friends than enemies. Go and see where Brutus be alive or dead, and bring word unto Octavius' tent how everything is chanced.
Come, poor mental friends, rest here on this rock.
The telling shows the torchlight, but my lord, he came not back. He is retained or slain.
Sit thee down, Clytus. Slaying is a word and a deed fashion. Hark thee.
What? I, my lord? No, not for all the world.
Peace, then.
I'd rather kill myself.
Come hither, Dardanius.
Should I do such a deed? What ill request did Brutus make to thee? To kill him. Caius meditates. Now is that noble vessel full of grief that it runs even at his eyes?
Come hither, good Volumnius. List a word.
What says my lord?
Why this, Volumnius? The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 several times at night. Dardanus once in here in Philippi fields. I do fear my time is come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Volumnius. Thou seest the world, Volumnius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It's more worthy to lead in our sleep in ourselves than tyranny will push us away. Good, Volumnius. Thou knowest that we went to school together. Even more that we love of old, I permit thee. Hold thou my sword, help I run into it.
That's not an office for a friend, my lord. Fly, fly, my lord. There's no tarrying here.
Farewell to you. And to you. And to you, Volumnius. Strato, thou hast been a while asleep. Farewell to thee too. My heart thus joy to all my life. I found no man, but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day, more than Octavius and Mark Antony. But by this vile conquest shall attain unto. So fare you well at once, for his tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes. My bones would rest, but labor state this hour.
Fly, my lord, fly!
Hands I will follow. Trail, stay by thy master. Thou art a fellow of good respect. Thy life hath some smack of honor in it. Hold then my sword till I run into it. Wilt thou straight up?
Give me your hand first.
Am I?
Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell. Caesar, be still, for I have left half the goodwill.
What man is that?
My master's man. Shader, where's thy master?
Free from the bondage you are in, Messala. The conquerors can make a fire of him, for Brutus only overcame himself, and no man else hath honor by his death.
So Brutus shall be found. I think thee Brutus hath proven Lucilius saying true.
All those who served Brutus, I will entertain them. Fellow, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
Aye, if Messala will prefer me to you.
Do so, good Messala.
Art thou my master, Shader?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
Then, thinking to follow thee, Octavius, gather the latest orders to my master.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him with all respect and rites of burial. Within my tent his bones tonight shall lie, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the field to rest, and let's away to part the glories of this happy day.
Yeah!